Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left to drift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
At least you don't have rickets, yet. I just hope your brain's quicker than your hands. You might become the system's most dangerous sharpshooter. You are going to paint the system red, my friend. You had a hand in everyone's pocket. You've got all your limbs, at least.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
Please power down your engines and prepare to be...
Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down 50%. Its drive is
Shit.
inoperable.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck! Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings. Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the... Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real... See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh? Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo. Here, you can have my saber too. All Spacer's choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Yes, nailed it that time. The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new... Don't take this the wrong way or nothing.
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
over here before you get yourself killed. Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale with that... I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't author. We'll see him back to Edgewater. Just as soon as I cross these marauders off with this... I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son. Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those...
Here we go.
Out of ammo! I just heard a fine bonus!
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Marauder, please be informed that ignoring me is dangerous for your health. Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violence. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. Jettison procedures initiated. Please engage in airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. This vessel is the registered property of I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I understand. I will require some time to I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand? I understand. You are speaking metaphorically. You wandered outside this ship and experienced a permanent, life-changing encounter. Welcome back, Captain Hawthorne. I extend felicitations and congratulations on your life-changing experience. I understand. You are going undercover with an alias. I will update my discretion Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a high-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new captain's identity. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? It is difficult for me to do so. I am programmed to accept. Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown. These surveillance devices allow me to monitor you constantly. Please ignore them. If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, ma'am, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we got... Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. Edgewater's not too far. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Running around in a marauder's attire. You're liable to give some people the wrong idea. It's in poor taste. Dressing up like a marauder ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the... Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying. 4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. You'll find him in town. Yeah? The colony ship? Are you talking about that old rumor? Some great big starship packed full of colonists. Ain't heard that one since I was but a stripling. Can't say it was terribly convincing far as rumors go. Hope's just a rumor, friend. Ancient rumor. Maybe you've been out in the sun too long. Why don't you head over to the cantina? Get yourself some zero-G brew. No, this is sounding like sedition. I'm not... Look, I don't know what's got you caterwauling about Hope this and...
Merciful law. Is that a marauder's outfit? Please don't touch any... Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness. No, thank you. That's quite all right. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if you're... You will also report to me in the event of your death. Whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. Burial in the unfortunate event of a fatality. It's what a barber does. Gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, with what? Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And that I fully expect... Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own heart, frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. Not a bad idea. Your idea intrigues me, but what can I do for you? You know about Eugene? How? You were probably poking around my things. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature. What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? I am a Spacer's Choice certified surgeon, and if you must know, I can stitch a severed thumb with a 58% chance of avoiding gangrene. A ship? Dear me. You seem to have... I don't approve of fantasizing. It's a dreadful habit. Vicar Maximilian, our man from the OSI, here to spread the message of scientism like a soothing balm upon... You'll find him in our local church, probably neglecting his duties. He doesn't seem to like us much. The vicar has not been with us long, and in his relatively short tenure in Edgewater...
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't... Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest... Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his death. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Not half as awful as the bill Eugene left us. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism. When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all, may his Adams. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Heard Marauders got in.
Just between us, Wilson deserted. Lost his nerve. Ran off in the thick of night.
You're kidding.
Almost lost my today.
Welcome to the Spacer's Choice Constabulary. We are Halcyon's leading brand in frontier justice. The office is writing up promotion. Purchase 3 criminal investigations and the 4th one's free. Know how to carry yourself in a fight? Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just one, as long as your questions fall within the acceptable margins of... If this is a setup to a joke, you should know I've never found anything amusing in my life. I don't serve Edgewater. Edgewater and the entire region of Emerald Vale serve Spacer's Choice. Spacer's Choice is a wholly owned subsidiary of Universal Defense Logistics, which occupies a seat on the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, also known as the Board. I must admit it bothers me that you don't already know this.
I've been feeling pretty low these days.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Oh, sweet merciful law. A marauder's in my domicile. There a reason you're running around outfitted like one of those monsters? Did Mr. Thompson... Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state? What? No. I mean, I might be. That depends on who's asking. Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from... I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration... It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one. I am? Law, help me. Paranoia is one of the plagues. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me... There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old I need you to break it. I'll do what I can. I tried medicating myself with adrenatime. Anyway, I can't just buy medicine. Distribution of medicine is strictly prohibited to any workers beneath the acceptable... More like the company won't treat me because I'm not healthy enough. You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. It is a reality of life in the Vale. So you'll do it? You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, law, it's in my spleen now. I know that. But I got nobody else to... Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up.
making a mistake working for Abernathy. Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with... Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better... All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's, I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. Alright, here's a summary. A lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Something like that. Look, I'm not in the habit of lawbreaking. That's all I...
You read the latest report?
Only the part that said we ain't making our...
Never seen you here before. You a visitor? Welcome. On behalf of the Spacer's Choice family, let me welcome you to Edgewater, Jewel of the Vale. May the law bless our beloved cannery with 100 years of, productivity. That's the one. Yep. Oh, it's fine. I'm only on my 3rd bottle. I don't start heaving up my guts. Company lets me imbibe as much zero-G brew as I can afford. Even gave me a discount on account of my injury. Yep. Got my mid stuck in a rotor wheel. Shredded my wrist up real good. Boss was real generous to me, though. Got myself a 5% discount on zero-G brew. Hey, Conrad's a surgeon. Well, he's a barber. That's some slick rags you're wearing. You some kinda numb to the bone thanks to zero...
I don't know you. Uh-huh. The unreliable, you say? I don't know what you're about, but this here's a Spacer's Choice drinking establishment. We're all loyal, hard-working company folk here. You really think so? That's kind of you. Guess I misreckoned. I can get you a drink if you'd like. Gotta ask you to enjoy your bev. Coming right up. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm contractually obligated to recite company slogans to any visitor. We'll get you mostly drunk at half the price. Spacer's Choice. Do you now? And what makes you think Mr. Thompson? You want to talk to Mr. Thompson, try ignoring your duties. He'll summon you up to that great big tower atop the cannery, and you'll get yourself a proper dressing down. It is a good thing. If you're not pulling your weight, you don't deserve... Go ahead. I don't see how that's any of your business. You're the first to ask after me in some time. I'll give you that. My family's worked Spacer's Choice for 2 generations, and I've lived in... Wanted to work in the sciences once upon a time. Would you believe it? What happened, you ask? What always happens when you're dreaming? I woke up. I just didn't have the brains for it. Asked too many questions. Now that I'm behind a bar, I can ask all the questions I want. Important ones. Like, when are you gonna... Don't talk to me that way, please. Spent many years disabusing myself of that notion. Lab work ain't for me. They did. They gave me a life. Gave me a purpose. Not so fast. I told you... So, what's your story? That right? Prove it. Oof. You knocked your head in the cannery, didn't you? So, you want to tell me what your story really is? Sounds as if you've been keeping questionable... You're right. I don't believe you. I'd advise you to keep that story unsaid. Don't want people thinking you're a loon.
Heard something outside the walls today.
Nothing for us outside those walls.
Keep your distance, friend.
I appreciate the company and all, but you really ought to leave. You don't want to be seen around me. Because I'm sick. I'm in about as much trouble as I can be. No reason you ought to be tarnished by a... Figured it was obvious. I got sick. Maybe you don't know this, but there's a real simple reason you don't talk to the plagued. Don't. Please. I could get into a lot of trouble. People trouble. Lazy worker like me getting special treatment from some... Company always tells us weak spirits lead to weak bodies. I really wish you wouldn't say those sorts of things. I'm feeling a touch... I've never...
I've been feeling pretty low. Waste of company ammo!
It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. And before you ask, I'm all out of deluxe salt tuna. All I've got is gourmet. You ought to go have a talk with the boss, Reed Thompson. Go right ahead. Plague? I don't know anything about a plague. We are the very picture of hot-blooded physical vigor. You have got the wrong idea. Some of us who get sick are liable to exaggerate the conditions of that sickness, but the fact is, if you work hard, you have got no cause to worry. Spacer's Choice is built on love, and like any medical treatment is commensurate with our value to society. Spacer's Choice, then the hand of medical science will not grace you with... Listen, you mind if... Music to my ears.
Something... Got you down?
Nothing. Just don't want to fall sick.
Had your rations yet?
Yep.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioned. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's fighting the war, the coming apocalypse. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies. That's right. Auto-mechanicals. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? It is indeed, and I will thank you to hand it here. You got some quick eyes, what with detecting my carefully hidden... An army of auto-mechanicals planning the total destruction of the human race. I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. So tuna cans, enlistment fees. Yeah, I suppose. They have sent a scout. The scout must not be permitted to return to its base. Mechanical's got a weak spot in there. Go on.
Fancy threads. That some... You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime. Oh, suppose you've earned it. One good turn. Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I needed his fees because of his name. A for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see?
These are the crew's quarters. Alex preferred to travel alone, but he always had me. What can I do for you? Goodbye. What can I do for you? Goodbye.